I made you. I made those teeth.
Yeah.
And now I'm paying you for them? Like, come on.
Welcome everybody to the Bob and Katie Show.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Bob. It's been like a week or so we've been sitting on this story, and it's finally time to talk about what happened to me. I think it was like 7:15 in the morning. I'm driving down Highway 17, and I have to use the bathroom. So I pull into a rest stop. I go in the bathroom, do my private time, and I come out, and there's this car sitting like in the driveway-ish type of thing at the rest stop, not in a parking spot though. It's just chilling. And I just remember going, why would you park there?
That's creepy.
Yeah. So, and I go to the car.
Like, was it on?
Yeah.
Like the car was running?
Yeah. And he was just stopped there. And to me, I'm just like, just pull in a parking spot. Like, whatever you're doing right now, just pull in a parking spot. Don't stay in the road. Like, someone has to come through there.
I think I immediately would have been like, oh my God, they're trying to kidnap me. Run!
That's how you live your life. You just come out of the bathroom, you see a parked car, and you just automatically think death. I didn't think that at all. I just thought, hey, that guy's a jerk.
I'm just, I'm cautious. And that's creepy. That the creep factor of that, like,
is it because it's at a rest stop?
The time, it's pretty early in the morning.
Right.
It's before like normal business hours, so not as many people are out and about. It's weird, right? Secondly, it's super creepy that they're just sitting there in the car. The car's running. They're not even pulled into a parking space. Mm-hmm. So it's like, why? Why are they going to be in such a hurry to get out of here? Okay. Cars, it's like a bank robbery.
So you operate your day-to-day life thinking in that like negative direction constantly. It didn't even cross my mind.
No, it's not that I'm trying to think negatively. That just would like make the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Like, this is creepy. I ain't trying to hang out here.
Well, I didn't think it was creepy at all. My only thought was, what an inconsiderate person to just stop there. I started going to the car, and then out the corner of my eyes, I saw the car start moving. And
in your direction.
In my direction.
See? Creepy. You act like I was wrong. Just like, oh, I jumped the gun. Like, oh, Katie, she's just a pessimistic person. Just negative Nancy all the time. Mm-hmm. That car started moving in your direction.
And it was going the speed that I was like, they're coming to me.
So they were like moving. Like, you wasn't just like pull,
well, if you
slowly moving along.
If you were going to be leaving,
I'm going to get him.
If you were going to be leaving the rest stop, they would have been going faster because they would have been taking the exit, getting off, and going. Mm-hmm. But they were moving at the speed of, I'm fixing to stop again in a second, and I'm the only thing there. Well, it gets closer, and I see that there's an Uber sticker on the windshield. So I'm like, oh, maybe they think I'm the fare they're looking for or something. Well, as it gets closer, I realize the guy...
Which raises so many more questions.
Who's missing? Who's missing?
Why is somebody calling an Uber from a rest stop out on the highway? Mm-hmm. How did they get there?
Well,
so many more questions.
When the car gets close enough to me, I can see the driver. It's this old guy. I mean, like, he's old, maybe in his 70s, and he's kind of chubby.
Should he be Ubering?
I probably not.
Does Uber, like, I know that they have a process they have to go through. Did nobody go, this might not be a good idea.
I don't know. He reminded me kind of like the guy from Up. The grandfather in the movie
old
Up.
Man?
Yeah.
They were trying to put him in a home.
Right.
He wasn't driving.
Right. No.
He's freaking floating his house away with balloons. Surely he doesn't have a driver's license.
We don't even trust him to live inside of a house. We're not going to let him drive. Anyways, and he rolls the window down and he goes, just stretching your legs, huh?
Oh, so he just rolls up on you just like he's going to make small talk?
Yeah, then I'm like, well, I don't...
Like, hey, it's 7:15 in the morning and we're at a rest stop, but you want to chit-chat?
And I wasn't going to be like, oh, I just went and pooped. Like, I don't know you. I don't know what's happening right now. So I go, yeah. And then he goes, well, I want to share something with you. And now my mindset changes again. And I was like, oh, I'm at a rest stop at 7, I don't know, 15 in the morning. And this old guy's fixing to talk to me about Jesus. Because that was like, because I mean, like this dude, when I looked at him, he was like the little guy from Up. And I was like, oh, he's not dangerous. He's an Uber driver, And I was like, he's
just a little old Uber man.
Yeah, he's going to talk to me about Jesus. And it's really early. And I'm like, how do I get out of this? I got to go, I'm on my way to work. And then he goes, I want to show you what my girlfriend sent me.
Oh, gosh.
And now I'm like, wait, what? What? And he holds up an iPhone, like a smartphone. It's a bigger one, kind of like what I have. And it is a naked woman on a bed with all of her bits out.
Oh my gosh.
Some other bits that are not hers involved in the situation. Just a very harsh thing to see when you're not prepared for it.
Whoa. I raped you.
So, and then he goes, he does this weird melodical laugh and just drives away.
See? Now who's the crazy one now? My point stands. You got violated at a rest stop first thing in the morning by a little old Uber man.
Like, you say the word violated, and I'm like, I didn't get violated. Like he didn't touch me or anything. But then I start thinking about it, and I'm like, why would you do that? Like, what's the purpose of that? First of all, you're an old dude sitting in a car looking at porn and driving for Uber. So something's off, I
all of a sudden feel sorry for the next person that he has to drive around.
My question is, what would be the motivation to do that to a stranger?
I don't know. I don't go around flashing pornographic images at strangers. I don't know why.
It's got to be some kind of sexual excitement, right? Like,
I would assume.
Which now means I am involved in whatever sexual thing he just did.
You're a victim. You are a victim. Like, we're making jokes, but like, that is ew.
Yeah, it's
ew.
It's very strange. And then I was like, well, you
can't do that. That's not okay.
I'm trying to process this and figure out where I really stand, because it's a very weird thing that has just happened, I don't feel like I was violated because I wasn't touched, I don't feel like a victim because what happened to me? Like physically nothing happened to me. But then as I was driving, I remember having the thought, well, I'm not going to stop at that rest stop anymore. And then I went, he did something to affect who I am.
See?
And that's messed up.
Like, I get it. Like, he didn't touch you physically, but like, still, like, that was unwelcome. Ew. I don't know.
Right.
It's not okay. That's not okay.
And then the next step is where you find out.
It's so creepy and like, it's just, ugh.
The next step is where you find out how messed up I am. Because now in my mind, I'm like, yeah, that happened. And I don't like that somebody messed with me mentally. But I'm glad I have that story for the podcast. I mean, this is a great story, isn't it? Isn't this insane? Like stuff like that. And it's nothing bad happened to me. You know what I mean? That's what's weird about it. Is that he just enough that I'm like, I don't really want to go to that rest stop anymore.
That's probably not a bad idea. Like, does he hang out there daily just flashing like any poor sap that walks by? Or, like, oh.
And here's another thing. Every time I drive past that rest stop.
That's what you think about?
That's what I'm going to think about. So I am going to think about that and have thought about that every day that I go to work.
That's sad. I'm sorry that happened to you.
See, I don't feel like you should say that. That's why it's all very confusing. I'm not hurt. I'm okay. I'm good.
So, are you familiar with Mash'ems?
No. I don't. What?
Okay. Mash'ems, for anyone who may not know, they're just little toys that you Like you and I back in the day when we were kids would have gotten out of a bubblegum machine. You know, just a little figure of like a cartoon character or whatnot. And it's squishy, you know? Well, Walmart sells, well, lots of places sell this.
You are okay.
They're little
What
toys.
are we talking about? Why are we talking about it? What does this guy do with the old man in the rest stop?
It has nothing to do with it. We on a different story now.
We have done 150 episodes, over 150. You took that transition way too hard. We have to do soft.
You weren't talking about it anymore, so I was like, let's talk about something else.
I've been sitting here for like a minute hearing this thing about the squishies, and I'm like, how? Is this some kind of gross thing she's fixing to... What is happening? Sorry, go ahead. Okay, Walmart, squishies. I'm on track.
I was in Walmart yesterday with our daughter, and we were looking in the toy section. I don't know. I was looking to punish myself, apparently. No, Reagan had Tooth Fairy money that she wanted to spend. Okay, great.
Another weird thing we teach our kids for a reason that I have been able to... I haven't been able to figure it out.
It goes back really far. Anyway.
Hang on, wait. Your tooth fell out? Put it under your pillow, and a fairy's going to break into our house and take it and leave you money. What?
It's, you know... But I feel like it works as a parent, as like one of those weird parents who like, I intend on saving all of my kids' teeth, okay? I don't care who thinks it's gross. Those are my babies.
Yeah.
And I will save them all.
I've always said, whenever the future people come and they're like digging up our bones and like
how we find bits of pottery or tools.
Right.
And we're like, let's learn about these people. They're going to find our stuff. They're going to be like, why do they have all these teeth?
Yeah.
You know, that they kept in like, just in like a container bottles. Or an envelope.
Because that's what you guys all put them in like old pill bottles.
I only have one so far. We've only lost one tooth and it's in an envelope. But yeah, I know that's not.
Yeah, could you imagine having to go back to
to find a different
your boss and tell him your findings? You know,
like I found
this
envelope full of it's a full set of small child's teeth.
Right.
You know, they're all intact. You know, like they fell out naturally, and they just kept them.
Mm-hmm. And then they're going to talk about our hands too.
But is that any more gross than keeping the umbilical cord?
No. But I doubt they'd find the umbilical cord. You kept the umbilical cord?
I kept those. So, what?
I think you may have told me this before, and I guess I just still, in my mind, I'm like, she didn't do that. So it was just a piece of old baby meat just hanging around in our house somewhere.
I mean, when you put it like that, yes. Yeah.
How else would I put it?
There's 3 of them. 3 of them.
Yeah, and now a tooth.
Yep. I'm collecting.
Like,
and that makes me sound like a serial killer.
That's what I was about to say. If people didn't know that was just something we did, they would be like, this person has taken people's lives.
I think she had an unhealthy fascination with babies.
Yeah, and children. She has like children's teeth.
No, it's all her children. Thank God. They can do DNA tests. It's just my children. It's not creepy if it's your own. They came out of my body. Now, any other child? Mm-hmm. Yes. That's weird.
Oh, like if you were like, hey, does anybody have any old umbilical cord pieces I could have?
If I got any spare umbilical cords.
A Facebook marketplace post. In search of baby meat.
Oh, God. Anybody got any baby teeth lying around?
We're looking for like the teeth we're looking for, like, 4 to 6 year old. We don't want any like teenager teeth. Mm-mm.
No molars. No, those aren't cute.
Just little baby meat and some toddler teeth.
Oh my gosh. So I'm in Walmart with Reagan so she can spend her Tooth Fairy money. But the thing is, the Tooth Fairy left her $1 because I don't really know what the going rate is. But I'm sorry, I made those teeth.
Yeah.
And now I'm paying you for them? Like, come on. Like, seriously? So I was like $1. Like, Okay, that seems fair.
Man, see, this
But
is
at
why.
Walmart, she's like, I want this My Little Pony thing that costs like $40. And I was like, Reagan, you have one single dollar.
Let's go to the tool department and get a pair of pliers because we're going to get a lot
I
more
was
teeth
like,
out.
these cost lots of dollars. You have one.
Yeah, you have.
But I was like, okay, I was just trying to, like, if it was under $2, like if it was like $1.88. Anyway, so I was like, as long as it's under $2, as long as the number starts with 1, she'll kind of get the picture. Because I was trying to get her to pick it out.
Wow, how gracious of you.
They're just now learning about money and stuff. So I was like, as long as the first number starts with 1, just look for something where the first number starts with 1. Well, it ain't a whole lot, okay? Well, she saw these My Little Pony Mash'ems. Remember the Mash'ems I was telling you about?
Squishies.
Well, they're like $3. And so I was like, no.
Dang.
Well, I was trying to stick to my guns, right? Because I wanted to buy her every toy that she gasped over, okay? Because it's so freaking cute to see her go,
it doesn't matter.
oh my gosh, Mommy, look at this. And it's so cute, and I want to give her everything.
Every time we go to the store, if we buy them something big every single time, like our house is going to be filled with
our house is already, they have more toys than like they could ever play with. And no, I was trying to teach a lesson. But after we done searched every toy aisle 3 times, and there was only like 3 options that she could go with. Then I was like, let's try a different section. We wandered off somewhere else and then came back to the toy section and searched every aisle again. I was like, okay, Reagan, just pick something. And she said something about the Mash'em. I was like, just get it. Just get the Mash'em. So she gets the Mash'em. It's like I said, like $3. I was like, I'll put the rest with it so that you can get this with your Tooth Fairy money. I know this story should not have taken nearly this long. But anyway, I gotta finish it now. So I pay $3 for this Mash'em, and she gets in the car. She's so excited.
guns are broken.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She wore me down. So we get in the car and we're driving. She opens it and she's like, "Oh, I didn't get the mystery one," and she's like sad. I'm like, well, first of all, this thing should have cost like $0.25, and I just paid $3 for this thing.
Oh, she's disappointed in her toy.
And she is upset because she didn't get the mystery one.
Oh, is it? You couldn't see what the toy was?
No. Oh, yeah, because that's the thing nowadays. It's like, let's take a bubblegum machine toy and we'll wrap it up so you can't see what you're paying $3 for, so you can't see that it's not worth paying $3 for. But the kid's like, oh, it's so exciting. Let's see which one I get. And then they all come with this paper with all the ones you can collect so that your kid will beg you to buy more of these overpriced pieces of junk. Okay? Whoever thought of this, they've got a racket going on, man.
But I mean, you paid for
All
it.
I'm driving home going, that thing should have been in a machine in one of them little bubbles that costs $0.25, and you put the quarter in and you spin it and it comes out. And no, I paid $3 for it because it's inside of a bubble that you can't see through. And it comes with the paper, and it has one that has a question mark on it. And that's the one my daughter wants. These are my thoughts as I'm driving home. So, as she's disappointed over this Mash'em.
Why don't we go to like a dollar store? Because like a dollar store, you can find, like a pack of toys. You say you can get like 3 or 4 toys for $1. Just buy like a whole bunch of those. And then we'll get like some little white bags. And we'll just put one in each one.
That's not the same thing.
And staple them shut and be like, look, it's a surprise bag. If it doesn't have a picture
of My Little Pony or Ryan, what's his face, or Pokemon or LOL dolls or what, if it doesn't have something like that on it, they don't want it. I saw this like little blind pack thing. It was $1.
You know what it sounds like I need to do?
It would come with one Barbie accessory. Like, you could get a pair of Barbie sunglasses. Do you know how tiny a freaking pair of Barbies? Like, not even a pair of Barbie shoes. Like, you can get a pair of sunglasses or a necklace for $1? Am I the only one who sees a problem here? The whole Barbie only costs like $10.
Oh, it sounds to me that when I leave here in the morning to go to work, I just need to grab the internet modem and take it with me. Because they shouldn't know about that stuff. Like, it's entrapment.
I know. I was showing Reagan something. I was like, oh, Reagan, look at this little pack that has a little toy in it. I think you can get this with your $1. And she goes, oh, yeah, Mommy, that's a blind pack. But she didn't want it. She grabs it out of my hand and just throws it back in like the little basket. And I
What's
was
a blind pack?
Like a little pack that you can't see in it. And then they stick a little figurine in it and sell it for $3 or more. It's some of these things are so like the Ryan, the little kid that makes like millions on YouTube. You can get this giant Easter egg, and because it has his face on it, it's like $60, right?
Okay.
And it's just a big plastic egg, like you would put jelly beans in, but bigger. And they fill them with these crappy like dollar toys, like this little figurine or this little squishy or whatever. And they sell it for so much money. And kids are just like, please, please, please.
I mean, it's out of control. That is so much money. There has to be a better way to get money from people without it being, that's almost kind of deceitful to a point. You know what I mean?
I feel like it is.
There has to be a better way. Something like, I don't know, Patreon.com/The Bob and Katie Show. Now that's a wonderful way.
Now that is value for your money.
Oh, isn't it? I mean, like, it's better than the 10 pieces of chicken nuggets you can get at Burger King. Because that's a value. You know?
That is a good value.
$1.49 for 10 chicken nuggets, already cooked, ready to go. It's a great value. Almost as good as the Bob and Katie Show on Patreon. So that's patreon.com/the Bob and Katie Show. Sign up today for as little as $1. You pick the price point. That's on you. So you definitely could pick $1 and get access to over 20 bonus episodes and more material coming, not constantly, but as quick as we can get it out there. So patreon.com/the Bob and Katie Show. So you had to run downstairs for a minute while we were recording. What was going on with the kids?
They were hoarding marshmallows.
How did they get to the marshmallows?
Well, I left the key in the pantry door, apparently. One of us left the key in the door, in the lock. And so they opened the pantry, and there's a bag of marshmallows.
Like the big ones?
The big ones,
okay.
Yeah, the big ones. And they were attempting to do the same thing they did yesterday, which was hoard them under the recliner in the living room like a squirrel would hoard away nuts for the winter.
So are we going to have to start checking underneath the chairs?
Yes.
For food?
Because I checked the pantry door, locked it. I was like, okay, I gotta stay out of here. And then they kept getting marshmallows. I was like, where are you getting the marshmallows from? And I saw the small child reach up underneath the recliner and come out with a marshmallow. Yeah.
They're evolving. They're getting smarter.
They're sneaky.
I mean, think about it. This is what they did. Normally, this is what they were doing. They would grab something and just go crouch down somewhere and just start just eating it. Just trying to eat it before we found out they got into the stuff.
I figured them out.
Now they're like, hey, grab the stuff and hide a whole bunch of it. Grab the stuff, hide some real fast. That way when she finds us and takes it, we'll have some. Like, that's intelligent thinking for a child.
Reagan will see that I left the key in the door to the pantry. Because, I do it sometimes. If I'm in there cooking or something, I leave the key in the lock so I can get back in the pantry. And sometimes I forget. Mm-hmm. If I forget, oh my gosh, every time, Reagan will see it. She'll tell Reese, go in the pantry and go get whatever. And then because then after they've gotten all that they want out of the pantry, Reagan will go, Mommy, Reese is in the pantry. Just like she just did. Mm-hmm. Just like she just did. And then I guess in her mind, it's like, oh, well, Reese is a baby. Surely he won't really get in trouble like I would.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Wait, stop. I did that too. I remember when Christmas was coming and I bought my dad a Clint Eastwood movie. On VHS.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I I couldn't stand it. I was so excited. I wanted to give it to him.
Oh.
And it's like 2 weeks before Christmas. You know what I mean? But we've already started putting some presents under the tree.
Yeah.
You know, just like, oh, this is for this person. This is for this person, you know. Like I put my present under there because it wasn't coming from Santa Claus. So it's not like it's a surprise. That's the way I looked at it as a kid. And every day I'd see it sitting there and I'd be like, I really want to give him that present.
Oh.
So my brother, who was 8 years younger than me, was a baby. And I went, Rusty, go get that present. Go get it.
Oh, you're
Look at that present over there. Go get it. And finally he went over there and he grabbed it. And, you know, then it was just a waiting game at that point.
It was just natural.
Yeah. And sure enough, he opened it and I walked away to let my dad find it.
Oh, that was so conniving.
Isn't it weird? It's weird, right?
That's where she gets it from.
I don't even know if I ever told my parents that, but that's what happened.
That's where she gets it from.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because we have twins. And you would think that it would be those two that would work together. And they do. They do. But Reagan and Reese are actually the ones that are super close. And Reagan, with Reese being younger, she takes full advantage of it.
Nice. Let me tell you what.
Tell me what.
I feel like such a jerk.
What'd you do?
You know, Andrew sends us news articles.
Yes.
What I've started doing is when I see that I have a message from him, I just don't open it. Because when we do the podcast, I'll notice that I have a notification and it'll help me remember that he sent something for us to look at.
Okay.
So when we've been reading his articles, I haven't even read them. Like I open it while we're on the podcast. Well, I just opened it up and he actually didn't send me an article. I mean, he has before this, but there was actually some text and it says, hey, I hope you guys are all keeping safe during this hurricane event. He was trying to check on us during the hurricane. I just completely ignored his message. We made it.
Yes, we came through Hurricane Dorian. Thank God it was very minor.
Very minor.
Especially compared to what we went through last year with Florence. Everybody in our area was very nervous. Mm-hmm. I think just because it had been not even a whole year. It was like 8 days, 10, I don't know. Anyway,
something
less
like
than
that.
2 weeks shy of a year since Florence. And so everyone was really nervous. But
really the only bad and troubling thing that happened, because we didn't even lose power in our area,
which is weird.
I was walking down the street at 4:00 in the morning picking up pieces of my fence because my fence blew apart and I had to go gather it all up and put it back together. But I mean, like, other than that, it was very mild, very easy. We got very, very lucky. So thanks for checking on us.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. That was so nice.
So let's see what kind of stuff he sent us. Okay, this is from the BBC.com via our friend Andrew. A female tiger which fled a wildlife park in India's flood-ravaged state of Assam, I think that is how you pronounce that, was found relaxing on a bed inside of a local resident's home.
Oh my gosh. So there was a flood. The tiger got out.
Right. And he's just trying to survive.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you know, you're a wild animal. You have instincts. There's a flood. Get the heck out, right? Yeah. So this tiger was like wandering around like Goldilocks and it's going to be like, this bed'll do right here.
What is your reaction? Wow. You walk up the stairs, open the bedroom door.
Yeah, like, who found the tiger? Was it the wildlife people because they were searching? Was it the owners of the home? Did they just walk in their bedroom and here lies a tiger on their bed? Like, how did that go down? That's what I want to know.
I can't even wrap my mind around how scary.
Just last night, we were putting the kids to bed and you went out of the room before I did. And you went into our bedroom and just kind of laid it out on the bed. You were tired.
Like a bear.
Just plopped down. So I finished telling them goodnight and I go to walk into our room and I go, oh, it startled me because I wasn't expecting you to be there. I thought you went downstairs. So I can only imagine how much it would freak me out to walk
you
in
open the door
and see a tiger tiger there. Like, what do you do?
You shut the door and run away.
Like,
Those are the only two
You remember that
things.
movie, The Hangover?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the tiger was in, like, the bathroom of the hotel room.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they, like, close the door.
That's what I come home from work to. You and the kids are just in the front yard.
Don't open the door.
You've got, like, some tribal tattoo around your eyeball. And you're like, there's a tiger in the house. Oh, that's awesome. Here's the next story. This is a good one. So,
Okay. And this is also a story that Andrew sent?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to go ahead and just thank Andrew again up front for this one. You're familiar with Chernobyl,
Yeah.
right? Give me a little brief. I'm not. Let's just say that I've never heard of it. Give me a little context.
Oh, it was like a nuclear meltdown, right?
Mm-hmm. And this place is abandoned because it's radioactive.
Yeah.
Where there's been researchers there for years and years and years, and they're studying how the changes are happening to the land, the turnover, because eventually it won't be radioactive anymore.
Yeah.
You know? And they're kind of monitoring it because this land is just, you can't really do much with it. Or so you would think.
Okay. Did they find out it was like good for something?
A group of these researchers have started like farming in the area.
What are they farming? Is that safe?
They grew grain, rye, and are turning it into vodka to sell. So,
Is it
the grain, when you test the grain, it's radioactive. Like it's contaminated. Because they're growing
when they
it,
harvest it, it's radioactive.
It's contaminated. But then when they take it through the distilled process, the vodka comes out uncontaminated.
So whatever it is with the distilling process removes the radiation.
Right. And it is going to
way
be...
to make something useful. Wow. I mean, I'm impressed.
So it says here they hope to use the profits.
What?
The profits.
The profit.
Yeah, the profits. No, they hope to use the profits from selling this vodka to help the communities around the area that are still being impacted by the fallout.
Oh my gosh,
of this.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is so amazing. What? Oh, that's a great story.
So,
I am so impressed.
Yeah. Are you ready for the name of the vodka?
Oh my gosh.
It's great.
Okay.
It's just called Atomic. ATOMIK vodka.
I think I would still be nervous to drink it. I don't know. I don't
From
know
the Chernobyl Spirit Company. That's everybody's fear, you know? What if these machines mess up and they don't? I would hope that there is some kind of testing thing after the fact just to make sure every batch is good to go. But if it is, wow, good job. Are you willing to live on the edge and drink some nuclear vodka?
Probably not.
I'd totally do it. We should try to figure out how to get some. We'll do it on the podcast one night. Say our goodbyes just in case, you know. Hey, you gotta live. You know, you gotta live. You gotta do it. Find your laugh.
Find your happy.
This has been a Cabcast Studios production. For more episodes and information, visit cabcaststudios.com.